Reflex action. In this chapter, we will understand reflex actions. But first of all, let us understand reflex actions through some examples. You would have often observed that in our daily life, we make quick responses to different situations. On touching a hot cup of tea, we quickly withdraw our hand. Or, on accidentally touching a live wire, we quickly withdraw our hand. Or in situations when somebody tries to punch us, we quickly move back. Now, this quickly withdrawing of hand from the hot cup of tea, or quickly withdrawing our hand from a live wire, or quickly moving back on being hit, are the examples of reflex actions that our body takes to external stimulus or situations. Some other examples of reflex actions are yawning, coughing. So, involuntary actions to external stimulus situation are called reflex actions. Why involuntary? Because these sudden actions take place without any element of thinking involved by the doer. Now, we will elaborate this concept in further modules. Now let us understand the mechanism of a reflex action. As already explained, reflex action is the response to the external stimulus. Now let us scientifically understand the mechanism involving reflex action. Let us take the example of a boy touching a hot cup of tea. Now here, the external stimulus is generated due to the hotness of the tea. The moment the boy touches the cup of tea, the thermal receptors in the nerves of the boy receive the stimulus. From here, the stimulus is transmitted to sensory neurons and finally reach the spinal cord. A neuron is an electrically excitable cell that processes and transmits information by electrical and chemical signals. From the spinal cord, it goes to muscles passing through relay and motor neuron, and finally the action happens. As the response happens through the spinal cord, they are also called spinal reflexes. Generally, the reaction time for the reflex action is between 150 to 300 milliseconds. And a very important point to note is that in reflex action, we respond without the involvement of the brain. In order to have a better understanding of reflex action, let us see a diagram of a reflex mechanism in the body. Let us go back to the example of the boy touching a hot cup of tea. As the boy touches the hot cup, generated stimulus goes to sensory neuron and then to section of spinal cord. Stimulus then goes to relay neuron from spinal cord and then to motor neuron and finally to muscles which enable the action. So when we connect each juncture in the process, we find arc-like shape and we call it reflex arc. Isn't it interesting? We have learned reflex actions, examples of reflex action, mechanism of reflex action, diagram of reflex mechanism.